Ladies and gentlemen, boys and the girls, welcome to Collecting Weekly Live Unboxing. My name is Zach. I'm joined, as always, by Lane, the legend, Kramer. Lane, how are we doing today?
I'm doing peachy keen, everybody. Good to be back. Uh, had a couple weeks off there. Obviously, we have some breaks here and there with this particular show, which is always, I know, sometimes a good thing. Leave the heart wanting more, so you guys will come back. But
Yeah.
anyway, we are here tonight to, unbox what was probably one of my most anticipated figures this year and came a lot faster than I thought it was going to. But tonight, as you can see on camera, we have here Baylan Skoll from Ahsoka, the Star Wars series, which obviously people had pretty, mixed reaction to overall. However, this is a character most universally people said this guy is cool or an interesting character, which is something maybe we've been missing from some of the, especially the Star Wars Disney Plus stuff. Obviously played by the late Ray Stevenson, which unfortunately, obviously kind of hinders excitement if we were going to get a season two of it at some point. Because whoever probably I'm guessing would be recast into the role has an uphill climb trying to be as interesting. But, not a lot of franchises we've had that. Like Dumbledore is another good example. You had early on in the movie series had to be replaced, and the guy who followed up Richard Harris did a pretty good job over
Yeah.
the other movies. But obviously, we have here Mr. Ray Stevenson as Lord Balin. Very nice, simple box art. You got the figure here, shows off this beautiful head sculpt. I've had a couple people who have gotten it hand say that it is absolutely a wonderful, wonderful head sculpt, which we will be taking a look at here in a little closer in a little bit. You've got the blue band here and everything, which appears to be the color they're going to use for all the Ahsoka figures. And then we've got Lord Balin in another pose wielding his lightsaber. And then this is probably more the type of pose when I put him in the actually in the case is more what I'm going to go for. A nice simple one here with his cloak, standing here with his arms crossed on his chest, then reaching down to his belt with his lightsaber hanging off there. I really like that kind of pose. Just seems for me to kind of fit the character really
Yeah.
well. And then, but it's regular Star Wars box, not too much. We've seen a lot of them before, and then just all the legal stuff, character name, and trademark stuff. So pretty straightforward box. So we're gonna start here with the cover art. Now, obviously, we've got Lord Balin here, which the figure itself, and actually a much closer look up at Lord Balin himself, showing off that beautiful head sculpt. And then I do kind of find this interesting, where it's kind of got the map and everything that they were
Hmm.
using to find their way to, what is it, Pridea, the planet, the Night Sister planet. I think that's kind of a cool effect here. I will probably say this is, as much as I like having the figure on here, this is not probably the most interesting one of some of these insert arts that we've seen, even just of some of the recent figures. It's good, but we've seen some ones very, very interesting ones. But I did get notice this week to go along with kind of staying in the Ahsoka series lane. I did have a notice that Chopper is shipped to me. So I do have
Nice.
Chopper on the way, which is probably one of the most excited ones that I have because to have the astromech with the highest death toll of any droid in the galaxy, what more could you ask for? So with Lord Balin here, let's shift this over here, move him over here. So Lord Balin is interesting because he's got something we have not had a lot of with a lot of figures. This man comes with a lot of hands, like a lot of hands, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's got about 11 hands in total. That is obviously for modern figures. That is quite a bit, including the two that he wears. So here's to kind of give you an idea of the detail. Um,
Ooh, I like
really
that.
like the black. This is one thing I've really noticed more, like I pay attention to. You might remember when the book of Boba Fett came out. That one had a lot of detail with like the crinkles, like just kind of the bunching of the gauntlets and everything, and the detail just around the fingers. I've been noticing a lot more figures seem to have that kind of detail to them. Here we can see we've got his glove and just a little piece of his armor where there's some damage on there, scuffing, dirt, grime. Always really nicely done. I mean, I know we sometimes can sound like a little bit of a broken record with that. Here is something which is a nice, with the attention to detail that you do get with some of the higher and 6 scale figures like Hot Toys. You can see right here, obviously similar looking, but how you can tell the difference with the hands. Obviously you've got the ring there with some, let me see, I'm hoping my camera will focus a little bit. As you can see, the nice ring with the greens and gold, that's all sculpted directly into the hand
Really
itself.
like that.
Really nice, that detail. We'll see how well they keep it up maybe with some of the other hands. He's got different gestures. He's going to have some lightsaber holding hands. So one thing you definitely get with Lord Baylan is you can see like this, you've got the hand kind of palm out, which could be more like a force push. With all the hands here that they give with him, you get a lot more choices on how you want to display him with either or. Now here's a little bit more kind of at rest hand. But the armor, man, here, just the colors, like seeing this and everything, how they've got kind of the dullness to them, but yet all that little detail in the armor there that really helps this stand out. So, Zach, did you like Lord Baylan? Was he a character that you actually watched in the Ahsoka show? Did you find him somewhat interesting? Because obviously he's one of the more popular characters to come from that show.
I loved him. I'm really sad that he passed away. The actor, obviously.
Yeah, really. He's one of my favorite Punisher. He may be my favorite Punisher since he was in Punisher Warzone. The villains in that movie were terrible, but he was a great Punisher. Like, he felt a lot like the Garth Ennis Punisher from Welcome Back Frank and stuff. And see, they do make sure to keep the detail with his ring there on the correct hand. Still nice and detailed, just how it was in the other one. I really love that. That one thing I noticed with his hands, that it really does allow you to have differentiation between them, where obviously you don't usually get that very much. Lightsaber hold in hand here. Very nice detail. Paint. The blacks and everything are very well done. This is one thing I like. When I find like the hands, different things where I can just even stop and look at those for a minute just to see what they've done. Man, this ring looks nice on the hands. Like, here's another one, balled up fists. Boy, talk about, this is going to end up like, if you ever saw that movie with Ed O'Neill from the 90s, Dutch. This would not feel good if they punch you in the forehead with it. With that ring, would not feel good. And then, let's see, what else do we have here? I'm not sure which, like, this is kind of a interesting hand with the pose. I'm not sure exactly. Kind of looks like he's almost like, notice there, rubbing the ring a little bit.
Is that for when he holds? Is there a map for Peridia in this set? When he holds.
But there's no space in between. Like, it's fully sculpted there. It's more like
just to put something in the palm.
Well, that's what I mean, though. There's no different. It's solid plastic.
No, turn it around. Turn it around. You could put something in the palm, as I'm saying. Does he come with the map to Peridia?
No, he's rubbing the ring with his his thumb there.
That's not really how you rub a ring, though.
No, but I'm saying if you look, he's using his thumb to rub the side.
That's a right hand or a left hand?
This is right hand. You can see here. Let me see if I can. This is an unusual hand. I've never seen that pose before. See how the thumb is rubbing on the side of the ring there. That's what he's doing with it. There's no space. You can't stick something in. It's solid plastic.
No. I'm not saying to stick something like. How do I explain this? Like, look at my hand. This is what I'm talking about. Like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like holding something like this.
Maybe. I don't think he comes with the map though.
Oh, I know what this hand's for. It says. Yeah, it's this. It's right here. It's for him to sort of like like you'd put your hand on a gun. It's still like rested on the saber. I guess he might have done that during filming. Yeah. That's what that's for.
So here we've got.
How dare you?
Lightsaber. Nice hilt. A lot of silver in the black there. Hello, Big Rib. Toy Mafia.
Big Rib. Nerdverse Matter. What's up, guys?
Hey, Christian. See, Nerdverse is in here as well. I hope people are doing done. Here's a little bit better. How do you like his hilt? Would you compare it, Zach, to some of the other more iconic and other ones we've seen? I know there's been a lot of them over the years.
I don't love it.
Okay. Now, one thing I will say when you look here is that I don't love the light up on his saber from other ones I've seen. Here will be a little bit easier to show you without. See the nice detail, especially in the silver parts? Now, I'm just hoping that Shin Hati comes out like with as much detail. No. Other stuff he's got is going to be just here in the top row with the accessories is going to be just like for the, attaching the light up function in the battery pack. Of course, I know you guys have never really had me spend the wonderful time showing you that because I hate these things and don't want to use them. But the only other things are going to be... Now, here's one thing, guys. This one I think is going to be a little easier to look at just with the wave motion. But does that look deeper orange enough to you? Or does it maybe seem a little too reddish? And I'll pull out the other one.
I think it looks fine.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so other than Baylan himself, that is all the top stuff. So here we're gonna get him out real quick.
Looking at the product page, it does look more vibrant. The blade.
Yeah. Okay, so here is we've got the standard base there. Some chipping, other like the usual stuff that we see a lot with these bases. And then we've got obviously Star Wars, Baylan Skoll. But funny enough, that is pretty much most of the accessories that he comes with except for one, which I'm going to pull this out right now. So, Zach, for your figures that come with, like, have, cloaks or capes like this, do you prefer them where they just, kind of package them up and put them underneath? Or do you prefer where they're already attached and, like, kind of, through the thing and beneath them? Like when you have to first take them out.
What the hell did you just say? What did you say?
I asked you for your Hot Toys, for ones that come with cloaks or capes or stuff. Do you prefer them where they're like packaged underneath? Like
I like it like that.
Like or when do you like it prefer where they're
I like it like
connected?
That, the way you're holding it.
Okay. So you like it like this where they're packaged up separately?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm doing. Okay. We're going to move this out of the way here. All right. So now this is going to be the last thing here, which will be, this is the one thing I think I should have taken out all the stupid packaging beforehand, but okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, I like how this feels. All right. So here is the cloak itself. Now you can see here, the one criticism I've heard where they try and show some wear and tear is you can kind of see those loose strips and everything at the bottom where it's supposed to be showing, but it looks like kind of fabric that's coming undone, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But this cloak feels really good. Like feeling it here and everything, I really like how it feels. Now, there's not a ton of wiring that I can feel in it. It feels like maybe there's a little bit. You can kind of see here at these points a little bit, but if now this is one thing. So here's the actual cloak top. There is definitely wiring in here around the cloak, so you definitely can mess around with that around the outside here. But this is interesting because there's no place to, like, where you connect it up front, really. I think like right there. This has more, I think, maybe small magnet stuff that like kind of lets you hook it around, which we'll see here.
Yeah.
But okay. So we'll put that over here for the moment. So that is all the accessories that Baylan comes with. So he does not come with a ton, but what he makes up for not having guns or other things like that. Holy God, this guy feels pretty heavy. Okay. We're going to take a look now at the figure itself. Yeah, that is the one thing I don't like with the look of this figure. So let's slide that back down. Okay. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Boy, this head sculpt. Wow. Okay. So here, 1 second, guys. I'll give you a quick look. I'm just getting some of the plastic off his legs and stuff, which is proving a little bit of a challenge. Get it off the first one, okay? But let's see. There we go. All right. Okay, so that made it actually a little bit easier. Okay. All right. So let's see if we can get Baylan standing up here real quick. All right. There. How is he looking? Okay. Let's move him back a little bit. So here we've got Baylan. See, okay, so that is not a good sign right off the bat.
What happened?
So this just came off just like his bottom. You hit the kind of front pieces right here.
Is it just a string or what is it?
Yeah, part of the material just came off a little bit. Supposed to be, this is like some of the, supposed to be showing a little bit of the damage, wear and tear on like the bottom right here. And this just like popped off, came off a little bit. That's not 100% encouraging, but yeah, the way this hangs loose and stuff. But I've seen some people talk about that with this figure. So let's see here. Get that off. Oh, I wish probably I hadn't done that because this is one of those head types that I hate. Okay, so first off, going to give you a little bit closer look here for Baylan Skoll. Look at that.
Damn, that looks pretty good.
Try and give you kind of a side view here.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, this looks really good, guys. Like in hand, um, just with the hair, you can see right there. The grays and the paints and stuff like here, kind of missing the grays and the white, are
Hmm.
really well done with the painting that they did on the hair, leading directly into the beard there. Yeah, that here, and then obviously this has the eye system, which I will not be messing with. Right, put this down for a second. Okay, so get that off so we can get a better look at the armor. Okay, so here's a little bit better up close look at the actual body, guys. So here you've got his armor, um, which is a light kind of feeling plastic, or actually light material. Um, I'm not sure, but this belt here, I'm not sure this might be a pleather-ish material. It feels a little bit more solid sometimes than I felt some other like pleather items and everything, but that could be maybe one of the areas of concern long term with the figure. Could be this material if it's a pleather material because it could break down over time.
Hmm.
Um, what I really like here, nice light greens kind of here on the front chest piece. They kind of I like how they're a little drab and stuff. Like looking at them in hand, they might look a tad bit darker on camera than they are when you're looking at them here, but they look really nice. The belt and then like the buckle, that's plastic, sculpted plastic. You've got his armor here on the sides. This is one plastic piece. It feels like it's, you know, velcroed on. This is kind of give you an idea for the back for his armor. As you can see, like kind of like how they're like undone pieces, almost like chainmail or something you would do, like a knight,
Hmm.
which makes sense obviously because that's kind of the fits his look and theme here. And then you've got the back of the belts. They wrap around nicely. This guy's a nice hefty feeling figure. Like he's got a lot of weight. He has a decent amount of weight to him. Not like an Iron Man or something, but he's got pretty good, I'd say, right about there movement to the arms. That's about a little bit more maybe. Um, I really like the gauntlets here, the detail on them and everything, and the paint apps you can see. And then obviously you got the ring here for one of the more relaxed hands. Um, now here you've got now for these flaps, there's no like any wiring or anything, so they're just going to hang there. Same for these flaps that are right underneath, so you're not going to get any posing from that. The boots here, little restricted, like they're dual peg, but if you lift these, you can kind of see the one thing I don't like with the figure, those little legs right there. But obviously, you're not going to really show those with these gauntlets down. Hey, Mouse Dream, how are you doing? Thanks for joining us this evening. Looking pretty good, though. I have to say, this is looking pretty good. Now, give me one
Have any
second.
more of those little strings fallen off?
No, but they do not look great. The one part of the figure that you kind of go, ugh, because they look more like just undone fabric or fabric that's starting to fray, rather
Yeah.
than I think what they're going for, which is kind of a drab kind of look. So let me see here. So Yeah. So Baylan has right here. That's the little little hook for putting hanging the lightsaber. So you don't have to like do those ones where you have to have the little piece you could like little circular piece to attach or
Mhm.
anything. But he seems to stand pretty well. All right, let me see if we can get his head reattached here now. Hmm. Man, I swear to God, these head attachment things are the bane of my existence. This is what I was afraid of, trying to reattach the head sculpt here. Unfortunately, you guys have had to see too much of me having to fool with this. All right, there we go. Okay, so let's get him standing here. All right, so now we'll just have to see with the cloak itself. I know he's just kind of standing straight up here. Let's see, so okay, just get him standing for the moment. I haven't got that thing quite locked into place yet, but I think,
Yeah, I think you have to wrap it around his neck.
yeah. Oh, almost had it. This is one of those wonderful 6 scale little hooks that you have to get it hooked on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see here. So. Let's see here. Okay, hold on 1 second. I think. Take a look at the instruction. Make sure I'm hooking this right. Oh, yeah. Here's another piece that came off. Oh, so Moose, you've got Revan coming? That's cool.
Look who just came in to say hello. Little puppy.
Oh, you mean future? I'm just, hey guys, we'll have to keep it out when, make sure we'll have to hit up Zach's wife or something once, like a year from now, when that dog just like jumps up when he's sitting down and just lands on him, 120 pounds of him.
Oh, that'll
Zach's
probably be like
reaction.
almost 200 pounds.
Uh,
You want to say hi to the people on YouTube? You want to listen to Lane? Here. There
Don't
you
do
go.
it.
You can hear. Can you hear me? I don't think you liked it. You want to sit with me for a bit?
Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get that.
There we go. Now we can pull you up. There
Oh man, I thought I had it. Almost had it. Sorry about the leg here, guys. Trying to get this, getting the light to see just right so you can hook these is not the easiest thing.
Yeah.
Hmm. Oh man, almost. I'm like. Wish I could say I never had these fights before, but unfortunately I have. But here, let me in the meantime also just get set. Okay, real quick, just getting set there. His lightsaber hilt in
Nice.
hand. So you guys can kind of see what that looks like.
Very cool.
Not too much big rib, just unlocking Baylan tonight. His cloak is, of course, being a little bit of a pain in the ass. Here. So let me just get it on here and try and get it on in a minute. But just I know it's like kind of a loosey goosey here, but I want you guys to get a chance kind of to see at least what it just kind of looks like with him wearing it. So just this down just a little bit. Okay. So the one thing Baylan, so his all the lower parts of his material here, as you can kind of see, all have that kind of supposed to be that frame and stuff,
Uh-huh.
but it looks kind of crappy. It doesn't look like what I think what they're going for, which is
Uh-huh.
supposed to be like, it's touched the ground, been dragged, has, used to it and everything. To me,
Uh-huh.
it looks more just like, material that's going to come unsewn in figure format. So I don't think it's, and this just came off the cloak. So I don't know long term how that may not be such a great thing. But let me here. So what we're gonna do. So for now, guys, kind of look, see how like all this looks and
Yeah.
everything. It looks kind of awful. And another fragment fray just came off. That's like
Yeah.
since we took it out, like 3 or 4 pieces of the frayed stuff has come off. So it doesn't that does not look good. I'll just that is literally the only negative I can say to the figure look wise. Okay, so we're gonna switch this out, get this on. Okay. I hate when I do that. Okay. Now, one thing he does not have is here in his chest region, there's no real bend to him very much.
Yeah.
So, let's see here. Okay. Yeah, also, if you, for Baylan right now, if you guys are looking at considering him maybe from Sideshow, if you've entered one of their giveaways recently, like one of the figure giveaways, the $25 coupon works on him, as well as some of the other recent ones like the Mandalorian Super Commando, which they have in stock as well. So here's kind of Baylan with his lightsaber. Trying to go in here, I'm actually going for the Sith Juggernaut pose. Now this guy's big, guys. He's a good almost 13 inches tall.
Yeah.
A lot of size because Ray Stevenson was a very tall guy. I think like 6'4", 6'5". But this guy doesn't have a lot of movement. Like I was showing earlier, in the chest and other regions, you're not going to get a lot of flex with him. And obviously with the gauntlets and other stuff, you're going to have a little bit of movement. Like his arm movement is probably maybe right there, about that much. Probably as far as I would say you really want to go. But I think he's more about like kind of a straight, stern, or maybe, one of his style hold, like when he's both hands gripped on the lightsaber hilt or something when his second conflict with Ahsoka. Something like that, along those lines, are going to be probably the type of pose you would use for him. So, getting kind of that's sorry guys with the cloak here. I wanted to get him on, but I think the cloak is one of these things where I'm going to have to do it like I'm going to be putting him with the cloak, but to really get it where I get it locked in and everything is something I have to do without not on camera, because it's probably going to take a few minutes. So Zach, did you have any questions about the figure or anything from stuff we've gone over tonight?
I think I'm good. I'm good.
He guys, this, as we saw a little bit showed earlier, this head sculpt for this guy, I'm gonna probably say 9.5 out of 10. I would give it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's really good. Like it's really good. If you like this character at all, my only gripes with it are just this. I know what they were going for with the kind of showing the degradation here a little bit in the frame on his outfit. It just didn't come out right. I think here actually kind of shows it. I'll just give you kind of a final thing. If you see him from behind here, nope, no tipping over. But you see kind of right here and everything, you can see long strip, but they just like material that was sewn together not correctly and coming apart. Yeah. That's really the only negative I would have to this figure. Otherwise, Hot Toys did a very nice job, which I was a little worried for how quick the turnaround time on this guy was.
It was really fast.
Yeah. And I knew, even though this guy had been out already for just a little bit, I knew like the Revan figures had some things like, with him with like the cloak and everything. This one has wiring in it a little bit. So I think you can futz with it where Revan does not have very good with that. Um, but beyond this, beyond I have, as I mentioned, I have Chopper coming. Should I also some point I've been final charged. I have the Death Trooper zombie, which I can't wait for that one. That one's all about the head sculpt, the zombie head sculpt, for me because I already have a couple Death Troopers. But really, really solid figure. I would say for right now. Now, as of right now, I am not getting Shin Hati. I know that might surprise a lot of people, but I really like Baylan. But Shin really didn't do a whole lot for me in the series. Yeah. I didn't really care for her character that much. So as of right now, I'm getting like 10 figures from the line. So I'm getting quite a few. I still have a ways to go. I'm not getting the, what do you call it? The Night Trooper. But this is a line I really can't wait to get Hera. I can't wait to get Sabine. Unfortunately, we're not getting like Ezra, who I would really like to have gotten, but getting Baylan here, I'm really glad I picked him up because this line, I think, secondary market wise, probably is not going to be great in the long term. It's already most of the figures have died. Like if you talk to Bretta in Asia and stuff, they've all gone. Yeah. But I think this Baylan figure, if you like Jedi, Sith, or obviously he and Shin kind of fall a little bit in the middle. They're like 60 dark side, 40 light side, maybe. I think this figure for if you collect Jedi or Sith would be a great figure to put with them. He would fit in very nicely.
I want to check. I might have an extra map of Peridia. Does he ever hold it in the show? The little orb?
Where it's shows the map, I'm not sure.
Oh. Well, if you want one, just let me know. I can 3D print you one.
Oh.
Like the little steel ball?
Yeah. But this is accessory. Really, really nice. Art paint, everything. Obviously, head sculpt, amazing. Like, they did a fantastic job with this figure. Just, I literally think a little bit with these frays and stuff they did, that might be turnaround time played into that. I would not be surprised a little bit. But no major QC stuff with the figure I ran into. So, I think he's 280 or 285, something like that. If you're looking for a Star Wars figure and you at least somewhat liked the character or liked Ahsoka, I think if you're thinking about how of the 15 figures that are coming from this line, he's definitely one I would say you should heavily consider getting. All right, anyway, hey, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thanks, everyone. Everyone have a good night. Be sure to vote for the CW Awards. That closes not tomorrow, but next Tuesday. Sorry, what was that, Lane?
No, I was just going to say make sure that tomorrow night you're here on Collecting Wheatley, the Tuesday night show with the regular crew. We'll be here. There's some interesting figures coming, and I should be on tomorrow with Hot Toys Hotline. We'll be discussing some of the upcoming figures. The other thing I do want to just mention with Hot Toys Hotline, we are doing 2 different giveaways right now. We may have some more stuff, but right now for subscribers, we are giving away a Purge Trooper from Kenobi. And for our members, we are giving away a brown suit Hano Wolverine.
What the fuck? I want that.
Well, then you got to become a member, my friend.
Connor, let me get in, bro. All right. Love you guys. Everyone have a good night, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Hey, thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a good one.